Hi everyone, it's NC Floor Guys here. Today we're going to show you how to glue down an engineered floor over VCT. Now a lot of times you're going to find VCT in a basement or maybe a kitchen, and VCT is typically glued down to whatever subfloor is there. So trying to get it up can be very difficult. So you can glue down to the VCT, but you have to be careful. You have to use a specific type of glue, which we'll go over in a minute. Because if you use the wrong type of flooring adhesive when you're trying to glue down your engineered floor, it could cause a bonding issue. And you're going to go through all that trouble to put down your engineered floor, your glue down floor. But with the wrong adhesive, that's going to cause plasticizer migration, which leads to adhesion failure. And that's what we want to avoid. Because if you do that, that's just going to cause the flooring to debond and come loose, and you're going to have squeaky floors and you're going to have a big mess. So I'm going to show you how to properly glue down over VCT and avoid all those issues. Let's get started. On this particular floor, I removed carpet and the padding underneath, and when I pulled up that padding, I could see all of this black stuff. This is glue, where they glue down the pad from underneath. So first thing we got to do is get all of this glue off of the VCT. Now you might have other types of glue or some other substance down there. It could be plaster or anything. We've got to get all of that off of there so the glue will bond to the VCT well. The way we do that is with a buffer. Now, I'm not going to show you exactly how to do the buffer on this particular project. I'm just going to focus on the proper way to install this VCT. You can look at some of my other videos that show you how to use this buffer. For now, just know that I used a 24 grit, which is a very aggressive grit. It's like rocks just stuck on the bottom of this buffer pad. And what that does is it thoroughly cleans the VCT and also leaves some deep grooves in it so that the adhesive will bond well to the VCT. Anyway, when you get done buffing, give the floor a thorough vacuum to get up all the debris, and it should look like this. The VCT should be clean, almost no adhesive, nothing else stuck on there, and vacuum nice and clean. If there's a layer of dust left on top of the VCT, the adhesive is not going to stick as well, and you could have bonding issues as well. So be sure to take the time to vacuum the floor thoroughly. Once you've got your VCT nice and clean, you'll want to be sure to purchase the right type of flooring adhesive. In this case, we're using Bostitch Ultra Set Single Step. It's designed for just this application. It's really expensive. It's like $250 for a 4-gallon pail, but it's totally worth it. Don't forget to have these items on hand. You're going to need some blue tape for any glue down engineered floor, some mineral spirits, and some clean dry rags. You're also going to need a trowel of the appropriate size. This is a V-notch trowel. Check with the manufacturer of your specific flooring to be sure that you've got the right trowel. Because this VCT was glued down, one of the biggest problems you're going to have is the tile not sticking to the concrete, as you can see here. So the major technique for working with VCT is you have to re-adhere those VCT tiles to the slab. So what you've got to do is pull your tile out, put your adhesive back onto the slab, put your VCT tile back into it. Now that will adhere the VCT tile to the slab, and then put another layer of adhesive on top of your tile to put your engineered floor onto. And hopefully it'll all stick itself together. Here's another close-up of a VCT tile that came out. These are two side by side. I took those out, filled them up with adhesive, and then put the tiles back in. You're most likely to find loose tiles around the edges of the room. So you need to go all the way around and check. And sometimes you're going to have a couple dozen VCT tiles that are loose. That's fine. Pull them up, glue them back down, and then continue on with the project. Another major problem that you're going to have with VCT are voids, like you see here in the lower left. Pieces of VCT that just break off and crumble and fall apart. VCT gets really brittle when it gets older. So when you come across one of those and you don't have a piece of VCT to put in there, you need to cover that 100% with thick, heavy adhesive so that the engineer floor can rest over the top of it. Then you go back along the edges and fill all the way up to the baseboard. And then once you've got all your loose pieces and voids filled, you can continue on with your engineered floor as normal. Again, we've got a loose piece of VCT tile along the edge. Just wipe off the dust so you get some good adhesion. You spread your flooring adhesive right into the hole where the VCT is so you can glue the VCT back down. Cover that space 100% with nice thick glue. And then you go back with your trowel and pull off the excessive adhesive, because you don't want to have too much adhesive, otherwise your VCT might sit higher than the surrounding floor. So you just pull it out like normal, leave your pattern from your trowel, and then press your VCT down onto the slab nice and tight so it's level, and then go back with your next layer of adhesive right over the top, just like the rest of the floor. Go right up to the edge and pull it out nice and neat. And then that area will be ready for some engineered flooring. Here I'm just showing you an example of your engineered floor going down. You just set it down just over the area that we just completed. Tap it in with your mallet a little bit. It lays nice and level. That VCT should never come off that slab, and when the adhesive dries, it'll all dry together, creating a nice, solid, stable, squeak-free floor. And that's what you want. That's your basic installation over a VCT tile. That's all there is to it. Enjoy your project. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.